You ever think about this? Why is it that people of all times, of all cultures, love stories so much? There's never been a people, there's never been a place where they didn't tell stories. Our culture is certainly no exception. The week that I'm writing this, The Hunger Games is coming out in the movie theaters, and people love that thing. And when it came out in books, there's all kinds of teenagers that read The Hunger Games. They read all three books in something like 3 or 4 days. Now, I know as a parent of a teenager, if I told my teen, you must read 3 books in 3 months, there would probably be a rebellion staged. And yet, with The Hunger Games, teens did it of their own volition. Why is that? And why did we love The Wizard of Oz? Why is that still on television today? Or why do we watch The Fugitive? There's a couple reasons. The experts, the people that study such things, tell us there's 2 reasons why people like stories so much. First of all, they love it when it's about a character that they identify with and that they care about. So with Harrison Ford in The Fugitive, we really want to know, or this is a guy rather, that we really care about. But that leads to the second thing. Not only do we care about the characters, we want to know what's going to happen. Is Dorothy going to get back to Oz? Is Katniss going to survive the Hunger Games? Is Harrison Ford, the character in The Fugitive, finally going to prove that he didn't really do it? We want to know what's going to happen. Now, that being the case, stories we especially care about are stories that involve us. They're our story. We care about family stories. If there's a story about one of our family members who was in a war, we want to know what happened. Was he okay? How did it go for him? Little kids like to know, how did mommy and daddy meet? How did they have their first date? How did they come to get married? The reason they want to know is because it's about people they care about, and they want to know what's going to happen. Of course, this is also why we should want to study true Bible stories. True Bible stories are about people that we care about, people like King David or Ruth or Joshua or Adam and Eve. But they're not just somebody else's story, they're our story too. The Bible is the story, the real story of what is happening in all of human history. It's our story. It's about people that we care about, and we want to know what's going to happen. Now, this summer at the Red Brick Church, I'm going to do a special sermon series, Our Story. We're going to make every effort to really connect with our children and show them how what Paul said about Old Testament stories is true. Everything that was written in the past was written to teach us. He says that in Romans 15:4. He says in 1 Corinthians chapter 10, these things happen to them as examples. They're not just somebody else's story, they're our story. They're stories about people that we care about, and we surely want to know what's going to happen. So this summer, starting the first Sunday in June and continuing right through the summer, we're going to have this series, Our Stories, Bible stories that are our story. We really want you to come and to be a part of that.